There's a lot of speculation in this space, like AI will take creatives' jobs and like will be just AI, no creators. I disagree with that. I think that creators will be the winners of all this revolution.
You need to define the style of how we're going to represent that brand. If it's going to be more extravagant, it's going to be more low-key. So there's different ways you're going to position that brand, and this AI cannot define that.
So you need to produce on TikTok, for example, if you want to be successful, the general TikTok recommendations 3 to 5 new creatives per day. And right now, if you look on the whole space where as a brand, you want to promote yourself, like most of social media, you need to produce so much more content than even 5 years ago. Multi-step workflows are possible now. And it will take maybe 20, 30 seconds, and it will all run automatically. So you can upload your files, go have a good time, and then next morning it will be ready.
You are listening to AI Insights San Francisco by Ron Weigert.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new AI Inside San Francisco episode. Today, I'm with Sophie. She's the CEO of Claid AI. Her company helps other companies to create photos and videos using AI on a fast and very easy way. Sophie, thank you so much for you joining me here today.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, so it was very interesting how we met. It was a very interesting story I want to share with the audience here.
Sure.
So I have been doing product photography for a while. And then I realized that my friend comes to me and is like, oh, I want to do a product photography for my product editing for my product. And then it's like, I don't have time to do it. I'm like very busy right now. There's a lot of AI tools that are doing this. So then I help her to Google it and find some tools and try different things. And then end up using your tool, which was very nice because she was able to get the product photo, remove the background, and put a different background.
Yeah.
Very easy, very fast. And that was the first time I used her product without knowing you. And a few weeks later, we went on the free pick event.
Yeah.
I think you sit by my side, we just start to talk, and then you say what are you doing, what are you building? And then you explain, oh, I'm building this company that do this, do that. It's like, oh, I think I used your product a few weeks ago. And that was very interesting. And that's what I like about here in San Francisco. You go to those events, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So can you explain it to me, like, what do your product do?
Yeah, definitely. I think you did a great intro. Claid is a AI photo and video platform for e-commerce brands. So we help businesses and individuals like your friend to help to create content for the products. We work with real products like anything from CPG, like drinks, snacks, to fashion, to furniture. We expanded a lot. So producing content is very expensive. It takes a lot of time. You need to ship your product somewhere. And we do it automatically. If you have just 1 or 2 pictures, we can do it with everything else with different AI tools.
That's very cool. For the people that know you, can you go a little bit about your background? Where you're from, how you come here to the United States, where did you work, until your journey into where you are right now?
Yeah, definitely. So originally I'm from Ukraine. I was growing up there, and I got into tech pretty accidentally when I was studying in the university. So I started working with startups, and that's I fell in love with entrepreneurship and the whole idea that you can imagine something and you can build a product in this digital world. After that, I joined Google for 3 years and moved to Dublin and spent 3 years there. And that's actually where I've got this insight on why that content creation is very important, but also very hard, as I was working with a lot of e-commerce businesses. So at Google, I was helping them use products to run ads. That's how you acquire customers. And usually creatives was like the last missing piece. So because you either need to do it yourself, which most people cannot do. They don't have the skills or time or budget, or you need to hire an agency. And even back then, I was like, there should be a better way. So that's what kind of sparks the root of my current company. And after the Google, I wanted to do something for myself. I quit the job, got back to Ukraine, and that's where I met my co-founder, who is like the data science guy, the ML guy. He showed me the prototype of the first generative media, like AI networks. We started experimenting, and that's how I got into the space. So it was 8 years ago. So it's been pretty long time, and this space evolved so fast.
It's very, very interesting. Very interesting journey that you had so far. And do you have experience taking photos or videos, or it's intuition of the product, the best product fit to what the people need right now?
For can you specify like what exactly? Because there's different types of photos and videos.
Yeah, like they're taking photos of products, like the use of Photoshop, or like go there, take photos and edit on Photoshop and things like that.
Definitely. So most of this content is kind of solves some particular goal. Like if you want to publish on Amazon, right, to start selling, it needs to tell a story about your product. It should be very high quality and very visible. All the details should be there, because like we as consumers, we buy with our eyes, right? We check if you like what we see. It really impacts conversion. Also, it needs to tell the story how the product is used. So you also need to show it in the context of if it's a makeup, show like your customer that is using your product. So things like that. And it's very clear directions, and AI is actually pretty good right now to understand and suggest this.
Yeah, that's very interesting, because I used the product, I would say, a year ago, if I'm not mistaken, and was way more, I would say, simple where it is right now, because now not only you can remove the background, not only you can apply different backgrounds. That's one thing that's very interesting. But now we can place your product on a person's hand or some different environments and do some customizations. And this AI, it's very interesting, because you can do that without doing that from scratch. I have been doing a lot of product photography before, and it is so hard. It takes so much time. Of course, some specifics need to be, if you're going to do outdoor and like a huge campaign, of course, you're going to do traditional ways. But now if you want to do something like content fresh and something nice that works with your product, you can do it super fast, super high quality.
Yeah, definitely. And even comparing to a year ago, what also happened, like video appeared, it became still like video is the fastest growing generative media in 2025. So now you can animate, you can generate a photo, right? And then you can bring it to life and then combine them together. And here you got a story and where everything is moving into giving user more control. So if you have your existing brand assets, you can train models on them. So you don't get like a random, like a random output, but you will get something that is very, very close to your aesthetics, what you already been using. And I think this is super exciting and powerful.
That's super exciting, powerful, for sure. That's a very good description. And so now, what is the bigger problems the brands and creators face today with product image?
So the biggest one is that it's hard. It's literally hard process. You need a studio you need to shoot. In order to shoot a proper content, it takes time. You need a place, you need a studio. And right now, if you look on the whole space where as a brand you want to promote yourself, like most of social media, you need to produce so much more content than even 5 years ago. Like the attention span of the customer is like that, like it disappears in 5 seconds. So you need to produce on TikTok, for example, if you want to be successful, the general TikTok recommendations 3 to 5 new creatives per day. So you need like 150 creations per month, like 90% of them will fail. And then you will have your winning cohort, right? If you want to promote it, but you need to try a lot to understand what is it for you. So it's a full-time job.
It is a full-time job. Like exactly, like for people that doesn't understand the whole process for you to take photos of a product
Yeah.
as a traditional way. You need to set up, like you say, set up a studio. A studio contains the background, contains light, contains a super high definition, very expensive camera with very expensive light, lenses. And you take a lot of photos, a lot of content, so it requires a lot of memory.
And post-production, you need to clean it up because, like, if you take the photo of this glass, this is actually a very hard product because it's transparent, semi-transparent.
Yes.
And there's reflections here, so you need to clean it up. You need to align the light. So there's a lot of nuances. It takes. You need to have you need to be skillful in that, so it looks good. Because if it looks bad, we'll probably play the reverse role that you want to have. So if you're
there's no sales.
Yeah. It was like, oh, it looks meh.
Meat. It looks meat. I don't want that.
It looks meat. Yeah.
I don't want that. Yeah, there's the whole process of post-production. And also, we're talking about simple product photography, but once you start to add elements to the photo, like a background, and then we need more people. And this can be, like I say, very extremely costly and super a whole process for you to get what you want.
Yeah.
And I have been seeing over and over again this AI tools that can enhance this process. You do, like you say, you just take a good photo of your product, and then you can add elements around that and create that different perspectives. And then later on, if you want to do like a super nice photo shoot, you can do it. But you test it. You didn't spend that amount of money to do it, to execute once. So you can test it, see which one resonates better, and then you can do something like more in depth later on.
Yeah, definitely. I would say the best recommendation is to still invest once in the great product reference photos. Like hire a good photographer once, make shots of your product, like from in high quality, good light, and then you can take that key photo of the product and then like expand, test different themes. Because what these AI models are very good at is more editorial photography, like, you know, if you want like Halloween theme, you can test different ideas, but you still need a really good photo of your product. Because if you upload something that is shot on the phone in the bad light, there is a saying called garbage in, garbage out.
I know.
It's a general rule of all, I think, machine learning in this space. You cannot get great output on the poor input. So invest in this once, and then you can expand so much more.
Yeah, that's very important to have a good data for the machine learned models to understand how your product looks. So then the outcome is going to be guaranteed good.
Much better. Just like a level up.
And so we're discussing about this, but what is the real importance of have this real fresh content at scale? Because companies get stuck. Let's say we just talk about the photo shoot, that you can take some photos. Let's say you have 10, 20 photos, you get limited.
Yeah.
What is the real importance for you to have a lot of content all the time? Like you mentioned the example for TikTok, the quantity recommended quantity of posts. So what is the real reason for people to create different variations? Is for A/B testing? It is for try to find the right person, or just to be there all the time, appear on the feed all the time to have relevance? What do you think is more important on that?
I think it's all that you mentioned. It's just we're entering the era, like if you're a brand and you want to promote your business, you need to be on the top of your mind of your customer. How you get there? It's usually through ads, through social media. So you need to be visible all the time, and which means posting more and more and more and more, just like and it should be like the general recommendations from like once per day to a few times per day. If you're running ads, all these algorithms, if you think about like TikTok Shop, even Meta just launched the new algorithm this year, which is actually like the creative is in the center of that. Meta slowly removes any possibilities from brands to target audience. They're like, we know better, we will test it, and we will find the audience on your desired price, but just give us enough creatives and give us enough options, and we will find the winning one.
Match.
But you need to give it to because definitely Meta and TikTok and other platforms, they're working also towards how they can help advertisers succeed and create variations, but it's better to control this. So yeah, that's just essential of the business.
And for clients that you have been working with and the clients that you have been talking, your customers or users, what do you think that's more important for them at this moment? It is price related, it is the time, or it is something else, it's speed?
Yeah, usually it's a combination of all three, because the general requests that we get, and we work with from super small brands like Shopify, they're just starting on Shopify. They're definitely more price sensitive and they want something that will look decent, and you don't need to they don't have just budget yet, because they're testing the tool. So cost is definitely super important. We also have marketplaces. We work, a lot of customers that we work with now is fashion marketplaces. And fashion is super interesting because it's one of the hardest categories to shoot, because you need to hire people to shoot clothing on. They need to be different ethnicities, different bodies. And sometimes it's super hard. So one client that we started run a great test, they sell kids clothing, and I didn't know that, but hiring kid models is the biggest pain. It's
I can imagine that.
Like, first of all, shooting kids is hard, right? But even though in many countries there is a labor law that you cannot hire kids for more than 3 or 4 hours, because they're kids, right? So, and they need to have an adult guardian. So it's so hard. So they just had no clothing on kids. So we were generating AI kits for them. So it's not even directly to cost and speed, but even opportunities like that.
Market opportunities that is hard to tap in on a traditional methods.
Yes.
And you use AI to fulfill this gap.
Yes.
Even though we can do this through traditional ways.
Yes. But it's just so much harder. And even though if you don't even want to do that, sometimes it's just there's some another conditions that it's hard.
Is it possible for you on your tour now to do that at scale? I mean, create a data pipeline that every time has a new photos automatically generate images, use an API or something?
Yes, we do have API that you can companies can integrate and do it at scale, because if you have thousands of products, you won't generate it one by one.
Yeah.
Also, we sometimes do it in batches for customers. We have the team that can do it for them. If they send us because they send us thousands of photos, we can do it at scale for them.
Right. Yeah. Because I can imagine if you want to connect a e-commerce to have 5,000 photos and you just want to look better somehow. I don't know, whatever their goal is and their strategy is.
Yeah.
But it would be if you want to do this manually, it would be forever, a month.
No, manually will take forever. Right now, you can combine different tools, also build custom AI agents that will upload the photo. They will look on the photos oh, that's a white T-shirt. And then you can input the brief. It's we want just male models, 25, 35, this appearance. And the agent will generate a prompt for the system based on this, looking at the product, looking at the brief. So, and then our AI model can generate an image, and then we can turn it into video. So even more multi-step workflows are possible now. And it will take maybe 20, 30 seconds, and it will all run automatically. So you can upload your files, go have a good time, and then next morning it will be ready.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. And so I think we already covered it for the use of AI for creators. Do you see this AI it is taking some of the roles for the editors or photographers, or it's enhanced their workflow?
There's definitely both. There's a lot of speculation in the space, like AI will take creatives' jobs, and like will be just AI, no creators. I disagree with that. I think that creators will be the winners of all this revolution. So if you think about simple editing work, like removing backgrounds, it's the work that nobody wanted to do anyways. Right. Yeah. So it takes forever if you do it manually. Try to do it manually in Photoshop. It's like, I tried when I was like, that was something that I was doing when I was 13 and was learning Photoshop. It takes forever. It's no fun. There's much more fun into like more creative vision. So simple editing, work, color corrections, removing some objects, editing stuff. Yes, they will be automated by AI because there's also a pattern, right? So if there's a repetitive task, you probably can train the model to kind of learn the task and do that. So this will be automated, but it's not the work that people want anyways. If you think about the creative vision, like storytelling, building a story, creating some, a video that will tell about your products, will show like the origins. Now you have, AI cannot do it in great, reliable way. You still need to think like cinematographer. You still need to build the creative director. You need to build the story. You need to build the characters and descriptions. So it just simplifies the whole process. So, and honestly, out of all the work that I've seen done on the internet and like within my team, our designer generates the best creatives just because she has a visual eye. Mm-hmm. And once she knows the system, she knows what to ask the system to get this like really, really sleek creative. Mm-hmm. So it's a combination of, you need to know the tool, but like visual taste, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, if you're creating a new brand or rebranding a e-commerce website, and you need to define the style.
Yes.
The style of how you're gonna represent the brand, in regards to the product that you have. If it's gonna be more extravagant, it's gonna be more low key.
Yeah.
So there's different ways you're gonna position that brand, and this AI cannot define that. If you let to AI, it's gonna do whatever they wanna do, and it's not gonna have any type of consistency, or could have consistency after some iterations, but it's your vision as
Absolutely.
a human and your creative mindset, and then AI can just make that reality, implement that the process.
Yeah.
And when we talk about automation of those things, how we make sure that we don't automate everything and we still have the human in the loop, because this can be, you can start to automate everything and just like don't okay, just let the AI do. When is the moment that the humans need to touch the process, and what's the most important time for doing that?
Yeah, so AI is great on automating routine tasks. I don't think that AI will automate all of it, just because some tasks, they are so nuanced that it will require judgment of the person. For example, very simple one. Shirt, right? But if you shoot clothing, there's wrinkles on the clothing, and they differ. Each clothing piece has its own wrinkles. So you can potentially try to build AI that will fix wrinkles, but it's too nuanced. It depends on the fabric. It depends on the probably the background that you use, the lighting, and yeah, it's easier for the retoucher to do that. Instead of creating like 500 variations of like what wrinkles we will use, the retoucher will do it in like 3 minutes to fix it. So it's a simple example, but like tasks like these that require judgment of the person will stay. And I think the line where we should automate and not should automate is on what we want. There still will be a lot of space to keep the authenticity of the content, because I believe that we will see two directions. is in general in generative media space is the one that producing content will become super easy. So the idea will come first, and then you will have all the photo, video, audio tools that, you know, like the digital camera. It made a revolution, because now you can say that everyone is a photographer now, because we have all phones, and they have great cameras. But it's so much easier to do that. But is everyone really a photographer?
Yeah, before and also limitations, technical limitations as well. Before, you have on old cameras. I don't have idea because I'm not. But I think it's like 12 or like 24 photos. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's something around that number.
They film once.
Yeah. And now everyone can take it like. My camera can take like 30 photos, like 20 photos in 1 second, like just do everything at super fast speed.
Yeah. What's your count? You probably, because I'm asking photographers, I know millions. Shoots your count.
I need to check it out on camera. Yeah, is that camera right there?
Yeah. What's the shutter count on that camera? I bet it will be in maybe hundreds, thousands.
Yes, a lot.
Yeah.
And I got this camera here, so I have another one that have been used there for photography as well.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna check this information.
Yeah,
I'm curious to know.
That would be fun. To see. So producing would be super easy, but still idea will come first. But at the same time, I think we will see the rise of imperfect, like all these film cameras coming back. You know, it's kind of cool again to have this like camera on the film. You can do the shots. It's immediately get printed, and AI will not touch it. There will be no AI used in this process. There will be disclaimers like that, and I'm sure we will see the rise of like only raw content.
So you're saying that potential use of in the future, people will come back with traditional videographer.
I think there will be two parts.
Two parts. Yeah, we have the very fine AI, super sharp content. Another one more easy going, more
absolutely.
Less professional, but could be used in a professional way.
Totally authentic, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, that's very interesting. And now about I have this very interesting statement here.
Yeah.
Democratizing content creation. What does it mean to you?
For me, that's what all we discussed, right? That the rise of tools, everyone becomes a creator. So you're limited by your ideas, and that's exciting because it also brings possibility to create more professional content to people who didn't have possibilities before. Like you need big budget, right, to direct films or direct cartoons, and now it's all about the vision, and everyone can become a small director. So we will see a lot of a rise of creativity. That's what it means to me. Same as we had with digital camera and cameras in the phones.
The way that I see it's allowing people that have no technical background into photos and videos to be able to express their vision without needing to have a camera or to have a studio, to have a good quality computer that can handle photos or video editing.
True.
So that's how I can see that they can. I see a lot of people that have everything in their minds, but they're never able to put this into reality.
True.
Because first, sometimes people don't have a budget for that. Like,
true.
Like it's hard for them to justify to get thousands and thousands of dollars to put this into reality, or they just don't. They don't have access at all to those tools or to this industry. And then once you have tools that can help them to create that, then opens a whole new, not genre, but whole new accessibility of creative people that never were able to use traditional tools, to use new tools to express their feelings and their artistic expressions.
Yeah, or even create stories about something that don't exist at all, right? Like totally fictional
In their
or
heads.
something that existed long ago, like centuries ago. So I don't know, day in the life of Michelangelo. Like, so before that, you needed a big budget because everything was animated or CGI, right? So now you can just like type in the model and it will give you the output.
Enrique from FreePic,
Yeah.
he was here last week. We're recording a podcast and we started to talk about memes, AI memes.
Oh yeah.
I'm so stuck on Instagram with AI memes. I keep watching. It's so funny. Like those things, like say, definitely not reality.
Oh
But
no.
I keep watching it because it's so funny.
Oh my God, yeah, and all this AI, since the launch of Sora 2, like my feed was bombarded by these crazy AI videos of animals and like, oh my God, now you need to question.
Double check everything.
Question what you see. That's true.
Yeah, I watch the cats with guns, like shooting. Yeah, so that one's like, that's definitely not true.
No.
But it's so funny. Like I would just watch everything. It's so funny. Yeah,
It is.
that's the power of democratization of a group.
Definitely.
Okay, so now once you talk about privacy and fairness and truth about using generative AI tools, how is your opinion on that?
Yeah, it's a work in progress, right? Definitely, I believe that all the artists' work should be compensated, and should be measurable. Well, so there's a few questions here, right? On trust to content, we need to know that the content was generating, because like the problem of what you described, right? We're just laughing, oh, that's memes, like funny cats with guns. But what if a deepfake of the person that never, like, saying something that the person never said, and this opens a big problem of trust of the media in general. So I know that this problem, a lot of bigger platforms working on that, and I believe that somebody like Facebook should be able to tell you, like, hey, this content is generated, this content is modified, or there's a lot of. It's not that easy. That's why it takes longer, but it's an important question that needs to be figured out, probably through labeling and through like some invisible watermarking, because otherwise, yeah, we won't be able to trust what we see. And you and I, that's great that we are kind of thinking about like, oh, what if this content is not real? But a lot of people will not. Yeah. And there's a potential harm in misinformation and things like that. So definitely it's super, super important. I think this is a critical part to be disclosed, that should be a transparency in the source of content. Second one is you asked about ethics, and you asked about like compensation. This is another direction that if the model's like using some artistic work, this person should be compensated. I believe that we will end up in the licensing model similar to what we have in music right now. Mm-hmm. That like if you use the samples of somebody's work, they get a royalty, and that's fair.
Yep.
That's fair. The only tricky part is that it's how, because when the generative model takes some content into input, it's not like 100%. It's a little bit harder to measure, but I think we'll get there. So I am a big supporter of both. I think they're super important to resolve, and we will see something. It's work in progress. So I think we will see something in the next maybe year or two.
I agree on all your points. And one thing I want to add it up is to keep those type of conversations active. The conversation that we are having right now, and events and meetups to discuss about this, because it's so important for the creators, the people that are doing things in non-traditional ways, to be heard about their visions. Because you really can see, like say Sora and VO3, for example, they're the big tech owning the most powerful video models out there. Yeah, and this happens all the time for
that's
for
why
example,
they're so
Instagram.
restrictive right now, because they are scared to give the whole release whole powers because
they
can be misused a lot. Yeah.
Yes, and also they lose revenue as well. So it's very important for us to keep the discussion and keep putting going and sharing about our perspectives and for our voice to be heard.
Yeah.
And for everywhere to be aware, these things are happening. You need to be aware of this. So then those discussions are super important on top of the two things that you mentioned.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so for people that they're new to AI image tools, what they need to learn or test first? For people that doesn't have any technical background, it's not a photographer, it's not a videographer, it's not, they could be a business owner or a marketing person that want to start to do something with AI.
So it really depends on the content. Like if you want just to try and generate some art or just general images, because the easiest one is from nothing, just the text description
text to image. Yeah.
Text to image, right? To an image. I think one of my still favorite tool is Midjourney.
Yeah, same.
And what Midjourney has, which is great, is this community feed. Because
on Discord.
On Discord. Or just on the website.
Now,
I actually stopped using Discord I use website. It's great now. It has all the stuff. So yeah, you just see what people generate. And what's great, you can click on the image that you like and it says the prompt and you can reuse that prompt and generate it for yourself. And then you can change some words there and see what you will get as a result. You can see how the prompt is structured, because actually the structure of the prompt is pretty specific and you need to describe it in detail. And we as humans, we don't think like that. So it will require a little bit of training. Mm-hmm. But the easiest way to learn is just to try, change something, see how the model reacts and try more times. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think Midjourney is probably the easiest one to test. There's definitely tools like Krea, love Krea, but they are great for discovery. So once you know, I need to generate an image, or FreePic, right? They have all the models, and now you can test. Which one I like more for my specific task.
Right. And then for the people that already have been using AI tools and want to go deeper.
Yeah.
What is your recommendation?
So first of all, you need to understand that there is no universal one-hit-it-all model. Each model, each developer tries to think about some of the key audience. Like we think about business owners and e-commerce space. So that's what we train for. That's what we optimize for. So if you want this using for art, you will not, because it's not something that we focus on. So you need to start testing different tools and different models. Again, Krea, FreePic, they have everything. Just try and compare the output of these 6 main image models, 4 main video models, and see how they respond. Mm-hmm. That's important part. I think this is layer 2. Another one that is important to understand is start thinking in the workflows. Again, Krea just launched nodes. When you you can.
I was testing. Yeah, testing.
It's a super fun. I think node generation is super fun. And then when you wants to go deeper, and on the next layer, tools like Comfy UI, they are technical. They give you more controls of the models. They allow you to fine tune some of the elements, but you need a little bit of technical background. You need to start because. Yeah, it's basically you're giving the raw model. Right?
And they need to be able to do the fine adjustments, and it needs to be technical to understand what's happening there.
Just setting up, because running the model, you will need
a powerful
compute.
Yeah.
You'll need compute to run it on, and I think Comfy is making stuff easier with Comfy Cloud, but still you need a powerful machine, because you probably will need at least 16 gigabyte of RAM or even more. I think 64, I know that our engineers using something like 64 to run, because generative models are so heavy.
That's why people are like, oh, why that's expensive. It's like,
It's
because
expensive,
it
yeah, but
requires a lot of compute.
I don't think you need to go there until you've mastered everything that is available
Right.
for.
The current tools.
Yeah.
The
The core tools.
current tools that everyone can use it online.
Yeah.
Then you can.
Yeah, they are super. You can stretch it long way.
Interesting. And for the trends that you see in the future, you already mentioned the use of maybe in the future the use of old school videography and might be coming back. What other trends that you see within the next few years?
Yeah, so the trend is, I think there's definitely a lot of discussions on. There's a lot of like emotional, positive and negative emotion around AI and controversy. So I think in the next few years, AI will become a norm for sure. When novelty wears off, it becomes a part of the people's life. Same as like with LLM models a few years ago. Now nobody's complaining that AI is taking copywriters' job because we all use it.
Yeah.
Right.
Even the writers.
But I use ChatGPT to help me write the document or a draft of the email, but I still do the editing because it sounds like a bit AI, right? I don't want it to sound like that.
Yeah.
So
Remove
I think
the dashes.
the dashes, remove the dashes.
All of my ChatGPT prompts like no dash all the time, no dash. And like, do you put dash and then remove it?
Oh, actually, I never tried. Does it work?
Yeah, just say everything that you put in there. Just say no dash and
God.
like comma no dashes and then
No dashes. Yeah, I kind of feel sorry because dash is. I know that like proper copywriters, they are so pissed about that because dash is like it's just a good grammar.
Yeah.
And now you cannot use dash anymore because everybody thinks that you're AI.
I was reading some like I'm writing some academic articles and I see like some articles with dashes. Like, did they use ChatGPT on that?
Yeah, but it's a normal symbol that is ruined now.
That's the point.
So yeah, AI will become a norm. We'll get used to that. Definitely, if something becomes norm, there's always anti-trend. That's why I was thinking like no AI use. We will see a lot more personalized models like trained on your preferences. I think we will see the models get moving in the higher quality and then faster generation. So we will see, I think, real-time generation on the fly based on as we have in the games, right? So the game is rendered on the fly when something happens, some action happens. And that's exciting because that opens a whole new area of storytelling and working with content and
live content production as well.
Live content production, yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. I have here some rapid fire questions for you. And so the first one would be, what is one myth about AI images?
I think one myth that that it takes much faster to produce a really high quality campaign. I think it's not true. Just based on the number of preparation, if you want to put off the great campaign, most of the time is spent on the research, on creating the idea, on mood boarding, working on character, so it approximately the same time. It's a lot of work. So the myth that AI will all replace the jobs and like images will you'll spend 2 seconds. Yes, on the basic level, but if you want a really great like editorial cinematic level, you'll spend the same time.
For the video production company that I have in Brazil, I see a lot of people coming to us in the previous months. At least every week, someone comes to us and asks for a quote for video production using AI.
Okay.
Because they have an expectation is going to be way cheaper, like $100 final price. And because like, oh, you can get a Sora for, I don't know, like...
Ask them to try it themselves.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Because then I was like, this, like, the average price would be anywhere between $3,000 and $10,000 for what you're looking for. Depends how many scenes. And they're like, oh, but I can just use Sora. So then has been used like, yes, go for it.
I mean, you can use Sora to generate like supporting and even like the whole story, but it will take you a lot of takes
Yeah.
to get there. And
A lot of iterations, and you need to construct the story. And then after, there's a lot of, like, exactly like I said, there's a lot of preparation before that. After have all the preparation.
Yeah.
And then you need to do the execution, do this test. And then after you need to edit all that. And then there's layers of regular editing that cannot be automated. It's not there yet. So there's a lot, it's pretty much a full movie that you need to do it. The only difference is not going to go there and record anything, which makes things cheaper compared to full production. But it still cost a lot of production cost that has to be done by humans. So that's one thing that has been coming every week for me to try to advocate the clients.
Yes, sure.
What would you use every day? AI tool?
ChatGPT. That's my everyday. It replaced me a lot of like even smaller and bigger tasks. I use Manos as a research. It's basically a research tool based on ChatGPT. I don't think that I use it like literally every day, but I use it probably 4 to 5 times per week for sure for my work, because it gives you can run pretty complex tasks, and it gives nicer output than ChatGPT. So these two are probably...
Yeah, I've been using a lot of Perplexity recently. Better than Google search for sure. It's very hard for me to use Google now. I just use Google when I find restaurants.
Have you tried AI mode?
No.
You can try. I don't think it's the same. I think Perplexity is still better, but you can enable AI mode and they will give you immediately answers.
Interesting.
So Google is also taking steps there.
I'm going to try for sure. And who inspires at most now? Be a writer, could be a director, podcast. It's a very tricky question. I was thinking about this the other day, and then I got stuck on this. Like, I was literally thinking about this question the other day for myself. It's like a very interesting point.
I cannot highlight like one person inspires in everything. I have a few examples of people that inspires me in like smaller things, like from my friends to some people in the industry. So, for example, I'll give you a few. So one person that inspires me is Diego, the co-founder of Korea. He is the most first principle thinking person that I know. He always even though he's an amazing technologist, engineer, and they build an amazing product, he always goes back to like why this exists. Like, what is it for? Why links on the internet are blue color, not yellow color? Like, trying to find the truth, and it's super important because we are living in this hyper noisy era, right? There's a lot of like noise, like, oh yeah, it's replacing, we will all die, a lot of hype. So you always need to come back to like why something exists, why something is not existing, what's the key problem here, and why things like this happen. So this is great, and when I'm thinking about the problem, I always remember him and like, okay, we need to go back, we need to go deeper. Also. The friend that inspired me recently is my friend Kate. I'm meeting actually with her after. She was an amazing researcher at Snap, and she quit her job. And she was like, I cannot be at corporate right now because that's a build time. Like, I want to explore and build some of the products and explore this new era of the internet. And this is very inspiring. I am very inspired when people take this leap of faith and just go into unknown. And I think that's where the beauty happens. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. It's very, very inspiring. If AI could fix one problem in the world today, what should it be?
So I am biased as Ukrainian. but I definitely think we as humans are really, really bad at like keeping, we are putting our egos first instead of like the global good. And I hope that AI would be better at solving like a global peace than we do.
That's not bias. That's very, 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 very meaningful problem.
Yes.
Very impactful problem that can be solved for sure.
Yes.
Yes, for sure. All right, Sophie. Anything else you want to say?
No, I think one thing that I want to just mention in the end is like there is definitely a lot of myths and hype in current AI stage. So I think we would be fine as humans. AI will definitely replace some parts of our jobs, some jobs, but it will open new ones. So just be curious and read the news less and just test more for yourself and you will be fine.
All right. Thank you, Sophie.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And I see you guys in the next episode.
Thank you.
Thank you.